Yes, I'm well aware that Ghost is not an 80s band. Now, I can count on one hand the number of modern bands that I'm a fan of. Ghost is one of those bands, and when I found out that Super7 were doing a line of action figures for Ghost, I was all on board. So today I'm going to take a look at all the figures they've released so far, and I will give you my thoughts and opinions. I'm going to start out by saying I'm going to be a complete hypocrite here. In the past, I've always maintained that in order to do a toy review video, you have to get that toy out of the package. At the moment, these toys are not out of the package because, in my opinion, the figure and the card back are one and the same, and these are works of art. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I will explain how I will be opening some in the near future. So to start things off, I have to start off with a bit of bad news in as much as Super7 have failed to give us a Papa Emeritus 1 figure. Yes, they've given us Papa 1 in the form of the Super7 Ultimates, but for the reaction line, we're starting with Papa 2. Now this one is just stunning. The artwork is out of this world, and as I said, to me, it's the figure and the card that make this product. Now, Papa 2 comes with his crucifix staff, and for a figure of this size, the paintwork is really impressive. It really is quite accurate to what we saw on stage back in those early days. And this one is a fantastic figure. I should point out as well, these are listed as being adult collectibles, not a toy, and for ages 14 and up. So this is your standard Papa 2. There was also a deluxe Papa 2, where it's basically the exact same figure except he's wearing sunglasses, but the card back, as you can see, not only is it nice and shiny, it's a very impressive cut to shape card back. And what is interesting is there are actually 3 of these in the line. We'll get to those shortly, but I've had 2 of these come directly from Super7 themselves, and one I got on eBay, and in each case they managed to ship these without damaging the card back. So Walmart and Amazon, take note, it can be done. So Papa 2 is covered with 2 figures, one standard, one deluxe. Both look quite fantastic. So now we're looking at Papa Emeritus III, and this is where Super7 did go a bit overboard. There are in fact 4 different versions of Papa 3. So we have the standard version, gold and black gown, looks really good, and this one comes simply with a microphone. So Papa 3 standard. We have Papa 3 in the black and white edition. Exact same figure, except, well, black and white, black and silver, you get the point. Again, the only accessory here is a microphone, but it does look good. And it even goes as far as giving his gloves sort of painted fingernails. And it's the same for all these versions. This was the rare Chase glow in the dark variant. This was the only one that I've acquired thus far that I did have to pay over retail for. This is particularly rare actually. But it does glow in the dark very nicely. So they've done a good job with that. Again, the sculpt is exactly the same as the previous 2. And last but not least, we have a mummy dust variant. Now, this one comes on one of the Ghost bills. So just to give you a bit of background, if you're not familiar with Ghost, during the song Mummy Dust, there's a big explosion of confetti, but amongst that confetti are special Ghost bills. And I got a couple here from the show back in February. And, you know, $666, but these are flying through the air, so if you're lucky you can grab a couple. And this one has been based on those dollar bills, which is rather nice. Papa himself has been sort of given the green gown treatment, and in addition to the microphone, he does in fact come with a little stack of Ghost dollar bills, which is kind of cool, and some nice artwork on the back actually. For the most part, up until this point, the backs just showed you other bands that are featured in the Super 7 line, such as Motorhead, Slayer, and Ozzy Osbourne. But this one has some Ghost-specific artwork. So now we have a couple of figures that representing Papa Nihil, or Papa Zero if you like. The first one was a standard issue, and it's black and white figure, and it comes with his saxophone as used during the song Miasma on the prequel tour. Again, beautiful, foil elements on this card back. You can see it like shining like crazy there, but delivered perfectly. Not a single blemish on this extravagant looking card back. Now, this one was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive, I believe from 2020. The exact same figure, but in his correct colours and with the sunglasses as seen on stage when playing his saxophone. Everything about it is exactly the same, just the different colours, but it's just a nice bit of variety in the range, and this is not the last time we'll be seeing this figure. So now finally we have the latest wave that was just released a couple of weeks ago, and it features 3 different nameless ghouls and another Papa Emeritus Nihil. This time it's the standard coloured version, also with a saxophone, but he's not wearing sunglasses. So that's now 3 versions of this character, which is probably 2 too many, but that seems to be the way of things with action figure makers. They get as much as they can out of the same mold, and they've done so with this. Again, it's just a great looking figure, but slightly unnecessary. Now, we have 3 different nameless ghouls. So first up, we have a nameless ghoul from the Meliora era. And interestingly, it comes with not 1 but 2 guitars, and these are miniature copies of the Hagstrom Phantoman guitar. So you've got the white one and the black one, so whichever one you want to display, you have your choice. And these are very accurate looking representations. Now the mask is a beautiful chrome. Now I don't know if that's been electroplated or what they've used to do this, but it comes across very nicely and catches the light brilliantly. Nicely done is the fact that they've sculpted the hands in such a way that they can hold the guitar in a fairly natural looking position, so if you were displaying these, you could do so quite well. The card backs on these are much nicer, where you see all the other characters available, and the artwork on these truly stunning. Now next up we have a prequel nameless ghoul, and this time he's packaged with the white Fender P-Bass and the Hagstrom Viking guitar as used by the Multi-Ghoul. Very similar to the Meliora era, except there was a cutout on the mask and the costume is slightly different. So these are definitely new sculpts entirely for these figures. Last of all, we have the prequel era nameless Ghoulette, the female ghouls, and this one is packaged with a tambourine and a keytar. Now, they've gone and sculpted her based on the more slender of the 2 ghoulettes. I was quite taken by the chunkier one at the show we had, I guess it was December 2018 here in Brooklyn. Some of her dance moves are quite mesmerizing, as you can see in this little clip that I filmed. Now, these are fantastic figures, but there are a few glaring omissions in my opinion. One, we need a Papa 3 in his evening attire. And given that we now have some prequel ghouls, where's Cardinal Copia? We definitely need that figure ASAP. So on the assumption that we do eventually get the Cardinal Copia figure, I did a bit of calculation as to work out what it would take to get all the ghouls lined up if you wish to recreate that stage scene from that tour. So we need to buy 1 Meliora nameless ghoul in order to get the 2 Hagstrom guitars. We then need 5 prequel nameless ghouls to appear on our stage set that will also cover us for the Fender P-Bass and the Hagstrom Viking guitar. You will need to sort of fabricate your own little drumsticks for the drummer. I guess that's easy enough to do. And you will need 2 of the prequel nameless ghoulettes, one to play tambourine, one to play guitar. And obviously you want to get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Papa Nihil in order to get him with his golden saxophone and sunglasses. So if we get the Cardinal Copia, that gives us the entire stage scene. Quite a collection, and by all accounts, taking into account taxes and shipping, that's going to be well over $200 to assemble that cast, so do so if you so wish. So I did mention at the start of this video that while these figures I'm not going to take out of the packages, I may well do so down the line. Now, the reason for that is I was contacted on Twitter by a user named Boil and Pop, who said that he creates his own figure stands for the SUPER7 reaction figures, and would I be interested in checking out some ghost stands he made. So he's gone ahead and sent me this bag of stands, and these are fantastic. As you can see, nice shape to them, but they have the ghost logo inscribed into them with the foot peg. So I will at some point very soon be getting a number of ghouls, and we'll be creating a little display, and we'll be using these amazing little figure stands to do so. So I'm excited to do that. And thankfully, all of these figures that I've just shown you are available directly from SUPER7 at retail price. The only ones I had to go to eBay for were the San Diego Comic-Con Papa Nihil and the Glow in the Dark Papa 3. So if you are interested in collecting these, you don't have to go paying scalpers. They are available straight from the source. $18 each, a little pricey. To me, they're worth, I don't know, 13, 14 max, but it is what it is. And again, I've never understood the sort of bad rap that SUPER7 get. My previous experience with this company is the Iron Maiden figures, one of which I do have out because it came blind bagged, so I took that out obviously to see what it was. The figure itself is solid, the accessories are pretty good, and I can tell from looking at these ones, I have no complaints whatsoever, so that is a very unjustified reputation in my opinion. I am all for these SUPER7 figures. Also, as mentioned previously, I will be doing a separate video looking at the SUPER7 Ultimates Papa 1 7-inch figure. Looking forward to that. So hopefully you enjoyed that quick look there at some of the ghost figures made by SUPER7.